Welcome back, guys, to round number 2 in Bahrain for this My Team 2026 expansion career mode. We are back in Bahrain, but first, unfortunately, we've got to do some admin. We've got some upgrades that we need to develop. Of course, as I mentioned, in Australia, if you haven't checked that video out, it's on the top right of your screen if you click the card. Very good race indeed, until it wasn't, but I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to let you go and find out. But we've got some research and development to do with the upgrades. We are trying to into the full put 2 times development on stuff, so we can just easily get that ready for now, in terms of putting easy upgrades on the car, in terms of weight distribution, rate reduction, power, but also at the end of the season when we've got regulation changes, even if it's a little bit for durability, or if it's a little bit, well, I don't think durability comes by itself. For example, it's powertrain. Next season, boosh, we've got 2. Everything that we've got at the moment, it can go on. But I'm also trying to spend money, but also save money at the same time, to like do them expensive upgrades extremely quickly. And facility improvements going in. That's why I'm making sure I signed, well, no disrespect to them, cheap drivers. So we've got 11 million now, so we have the opportunity to spend a little bit more money. We have 100 million in our cost cap. We never ever reach it. As you can see, we've got 2 slots now in our chassis. That isn't very good. Won't be able to get the chassis now until after Jeddah, which of course, if you don't know, Jeddah is quite a high downforce track, and weight distribution is good for slinging it into corners. But as you can see in the engineering side, I'm trying to get that redevelopment expansion. I will be going into the aero tiers until next season. And even if that is, we get a little bit and we have to research and develop, as long as we're there, we'll be alright. We might be on the back foot for 2 races, but we'll be good. But also finding the money from the sponsors, which come Jeddah, there will be sponsors on the car. I'm going to make sure of it, I should say, as a complete fail to do it for Bahrain. So for Jeddah, there'll be a little bit more white on the car, because that's what I'm going to go with, a bit of white to match the black on the car. But just doing some personnel, making sure that we get double the research, double the upgrades for our facilities as well, which will come at a later date for the ability to have all of them unlocked. We have got a bit of boost, unfortunately. I just auto-filled the supplies in terms of the rolls and stuff, which does help, but also sometimes doesn't. And in this case, it does help and gets us our chassis, which we need, on time. So engine cover, distribution is always good. Race weekend though, we're going to be driving as Jack Crawford. So on to qualifying. Do not worry about the track limits. That was me coming out of the pit lane, just taking the nice little right-handed up there. But going on to the first lap of this Bahrain weekend, using all the battery that we've got, all the overtake, letting that super clipping come into effect, going off the accelerator, on to the brake, back on the accelerator, try and get a tight line, little bit slow on the exit, and unfortunately just run right there. We did have the fuel to go again, so I just unfortunately can't clip it into lean, but it doesn't matter. Clipped it into no throttle, so we go again. Fortunately not a lot of battery, but applying it down the main straight, we just ease it off and let it chill and let it run. But unfortunately that only put us P15, and for our second run we didn't even make it to the line, unfortunately. Trying to get slipstream from the Audi, but to no prevail, which is extremely unfortunate, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So P15, it is Lando on pole, and we did set a time of a 1:34.44, which isn't too bad, and Richard for sure isn't far behind us as well. With that said, there's only one thing for it. I'm going to say it. Let's go to the grid.
It started as a day race, now it runs at night. Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri and Antonelli, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz and Alex Albon, Lawson, Behrman, Isaac Hadjar and Lindblad, Crawford, Bottas, Franco Colapinto and Richard Verschoor, Perez, Ocon, Alonso, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
We've gone for an interesting strategy. As you know, last year's game, I never actually went for the softs because they were too powerful. In terms of powerful, but then they dropped off very quickly with their degradation. Right, in this year and these cars, you can actually hit the soft tyres extremely well. It's 5 red lights in Bahrain. It's lights out. Oh, away we go. Lando Norris is going to get a good launch off his rival George Russell. We're going to be chasing down to turn number 1. It's going to be 3 wide as we go to turn number 1. We're going to just slot it down the inside. Lovely, picking a gap between Albon and Lawson. We've got the long end of the stick, I should say. Comes the short end of the stick as we deploy our battery. That becomes the inside line. Take it down the inside, brake, turn in, and we get to turn number 4. Brilliant, as we have a nice P11 at the moment. Albon shakes back past us, but we get down there inside, and we get Lewis Hamilton for good measure. And we just go to the back of Oscar Piastri, the podium sitter from Australia, and unfortunately couldn't make anything move yet. A little bit of contact, but nothing too major that can cause any damage. But an extremely good start, extremely good execution as we just get past Oscar Piastri. He is on the hards though, so I am expecting him to come back through later on in the stint. But Pierre Gasly is our next victim, and as we're recording this, I do feel for the man. He had a podium for Alpine, and with the rubbish detection point of the speed pit limiter, unfortunately that was taken away from him. But as said, a gorgeous move, a gorgeous last minute braking on Pierre Gasly to move up to P7, and we get the fastest lap of the fastest first sector of the race, as we got Sainz directly in front of us. We're just using the battery techniques that I have been working to perfection the past week. Not week, but half a week, I should say. Just doing boost on exit, doing a little bit if needed, and making sure lifting the coast, a bit of LICO. And I mean, that sets us the fastest lap of the race to 31.724, and that is up there with our look spells out as we go into the back of Lando Norris. We have to take to the escape route because we just couldn't get the traction down. and we're just going to get sat in no man's land, deploying the battery smartly straight away, as we don't want to be stuck in no man's land. As you can see on the mini-map, there's a lot of cars behind us. We didn't want to get caught out in any of that, as that would have been a lot of annoyance and more likely out of the points. So probably can tell that the tyres are dropping off, but we've got another 3 laps to go until we can box for some hards. But we're just taking some nice lines, some good lines, as we've got Sainz on our outside. He's going to make contact with us and we lose traction. Gasly actually hits us on the rear, and because there's a car on track, it's going to be a virtual full safety car out in Bahrain. And with these softs, it's our time to pit onto the hards and do a 17 lap stint. I mean, I'm not going to like it, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso gets a penalty of 10 seconds to be exact, and same with Liam Lawson. He gets 10 seconds for making contact with me, which I don't seem fair, but I don't know how Fernando Alonso got his penalty. Probably could have been braking or going into the back of someone, but unfortunately not a good stop. They couldn't remove the front wing in time, so it's going to be a 10.1 stop, but we do come out in front of Liam Lawson. But here's the replay, making a nice move, give Sainz the space he needs, and unfortunately just close the door. That's where Pierre Gasly make contact with him. I don't think that's a 10-second penalty worth, because I swerved left to right into him, so I don't think that's fair on Gasly and Lawson as well. But the game's a game. We've got to play it as it is. Oh, froze there. But back underway now after safety car conditions. Leclerc's going to lead us away, then Norris, then Verstappen, then Sainz, then Piastri, Hamilton, Albon, Hadjar, Gasly, us, Lembrad, Behrman, Bottas, Colapinto, Ocon, Alonso, Bolsoletto, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Antonelli, Russell, Perez, and us. We overtake Perez and get Lawson. Our teammate is in P10, a lovely, respectable position right now. And I've got to say, you'll see it when we go on the onboard, these tyres are amazing. Haven't had quite the opportunity to use the hard tyres much, apart from that race in Australia, as we just misjudge our braking zone and we lose a lot of our progress. As we do get past Perez, but isn't really a person that wasn't a highly overtake. We do get past George Russell, using our boost, using the active aerial straight line mode, and just trying to claw back the position to Hulkenberg. Doing what I said, coming off that boost, because you can probably tell that George Russell was probably using a bit more of his boost or engine power, lacking a bit of confidence there, as you saw, making a bit of a twitch for Hulkenberg, losing a bit of confidence how he went to the back of Lando Norris. We had loads of room to brake, but that lack of confidence just come into play there, as we probably have the best battery in the field on lap number 7. Don't know what happened with Stroll. He was the pit. He was quite far away, so his race is ruined. His race is done. And just trying to get past Antonelli here. Anthony, of course, getting the slipstream from his good friend Gabby, and it's a big train up to Sir Lewis Hamilton. Well, actually, no, up to our teammates, causing this big train. Thank you, because this will allow us to get through like butter. I will say butter. I'm British. It's butter, not butter. Butter. We're going to make a move on Kimi Antonelli. He dives to the inside of Gabriel Bortoletti, leaving the room, and Gabby turns into Kimi, and then that makes Kimi hit us and we go off the track. Unfortunately, Gabby actually makes use of this. Sorry, here comes the overtake montage. As lap number 8, we're clawing back to Gabriel Bortoletti. half a second down the inside, saving some battery. We've got lows, but we've got our own little technique, make the position stick. A couple corners later, down the inside massively on Hulkenberg, perfectly legal move there, and we get up to P20. At the end of lap number 8, we've got Checo Perez and Liam Lawson. These guys are very good friends off the track, or on the track I should say, as we get past both of them before the first turn-in. As we just save a bit of battery, going off the brake a little bit so it can recharge, rechain. And we got Russell and Ocon behind. We're going to go Russell and Ocon at the same time. What a move down the inside. Wow, that is very rare to do on some worn hard tyres. But Fernando Alonso in front, unfortunately with his 10-second time penalty, he won't be doing much in this race. We've got Bottas in P11, Behrman in P10, Gasly P9, they're jockeying for position. We get past Bottas extremely nicely. And now just trying to make our moves on to Behrman and Gasly. Our teammate is stuck in P6, or no, I'm not saying, actually I'm not finishing that sentence. So we're just going to make most of the situation we're in. We hesitate for a little bit, but we go down the inside of Ollie Behrman. For some reason he's on softs. I don't know why, but Pierre Gasly next, with down the inside, and we make that move beautifully thick. And with that, the whole group that need to do have come into the pits, and we're sat with a massive undercut of 23 cars. Wow, what an undercut that was. That right decision to go on the hards, on the safety car. Do not mind if I do, but we just got to keep it on the track, keep it on the black stuff, and we can get a good, hopefully a win. Maybe not. Unfortunately, 3-second time penalty came our way. Lando Norris is actually just going to get it down the inside to rub the salt into the room. Unfortunately, when you get that second sector, if you get it wrong, got a commentator's car, so it's finest. 6-second time penalty. We still have a chance for a podium as long as Piastri does not go to 6 seconds. We are fine at the moment. We have a P3 on the charge, and we should be able to make some positions stick. We just got to try and claw away at this Lando gap. We got to try and make it a second, because they'll be stuck in no man's land, trying to get by everybody. So we're just going to make do what we've got. I mean, let's just say one thing, I wasn't expecting a win, podium, top 5, but if it does happen, of course, we are going to take it with open arms, and we're not going to say differently, because, I mean, we do deserve it. It's a gorgeous undercut, but I'm not going to speak. But lap number 19, now, and it's going to be Lando Norris that wins in Bahrain. What a move, what a win from Lando Norris. And unfortunately we dropped back positions, but game's a game, you can't expect much. Lando Norris win, double podium for McLaren, a 1-3 I believe that is, and Charles Leclerc P2. So that's back-to-back podiums for Oscar Piastri, and that's an interesting podium. To be fair, 2 McLarens and Ferrari. But we came P5. Luckily, we didn't drop to P6, but 2 tenths away. 2 tenths away. Richard for sure came P13 from P18 start, which is brilliant when you say the least. Absolutely brilliant. But with that P5, that's given us a good jump in the championship. As you can see, both Hasses didn't actually score points, and Stroll 2 laps down must have crashed or something. But P5 gets us 10 points, and that gets us P6 in the championship. So P6 in the championship at the end of the season would be brilliant. But bye with us at the end of every single episode. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. Luke 19:10. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next is Jeddah, and we're going to hopefully get some more points, or hopefully a double points. I'll see you then, and goodbye.